Right, welcome. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. This is RSF1 Division 1. I am Alco Saints, or just Alco, I really do not mind. I am joined here today by RSF1 Hippo. And we will be, like I said, commentating for Division 1. This is the highest tier within RSF1, the people who have the most frontline speed. RSF1 Hippo, have you seen these guys much in action? Because I have not, unfortunately.
Yeah, so far this season's been pretty good. I missed last week, however, normally close racing, so it should be a watch.
Well, I hope so. Obviously, France, a lot of straight, obviously a lot of straight line speed. Obviously, you've got your start finish, and then obviously you've got the long back straight with the flat right hander. If you just get that set up right, then you can really just go flat out and not like lose the back end if hitting too much curbs. So hopefully, with Division One, hopefully they have that kind of setup on to really maximize those tenths, those thousandths, those milliseconds. And hopefully, and we are just waiting on one person here. Hopefully, this is not going to be due to compatibility issues. Obviously, this game is coming on a year old now, and 2021, the new game will come out soon, and I cannot wait for that for RSF1 Racing League. And the person has left, unfortunately so. We'll try and get him back in, or one of the racers will try and get him back in. I didn't really see which one it was. I may have to go back and look at that. But yeah, it looks like we're all going to be settling in. We've got a black screen. Unfortunately, I've not got the Series X, so it's no fast loading times here, ladies and gentlemen, but we will settle in soon. So obviously, we're going to have Q1. And if people don't know what Q1 means, it's qualifying one. If you don't know what qualifying means, if you've not stuck around or you've just joined us, and thank you for joining RSF1, we're probably getting up on the ranks. We're probably no problem. We're probably getting up on the ranks of probably getting a lot of views and all that good jazz. Well, at least I hope that we are. Obviously, obviously yesterday or the day before when we was doing the other division, Division 3, we got around about 29 views. Today we've got 7, so hello people. So qualifying 1 is basically where 15 runners, 20 runners normally, but we have got 15 runners today. 20 runners will try and get to the top 15 to then try and make Q2. The bottom 15 people, so 16th and below, will be knocked out of Q1 and will be starting at the back of the grid, unfortunately. What I'm just going to do is, the game is very loud for me, so I'm just going to turn that down just a little, just so then I'm not over speaking. So RSF1 Hippo, who would you say your F1 champion is? Yourself, your personal opinion. Who do you cheer on the most?
Well, it was very close to start with. However, I know Easton's had to change some things. He was leading, and then a fellow Alfa Romeo driver of Corey Marshall has done very well, and I believe he's in the lead at the minute.
All right, yeah, I believe that. I think that is very true. Corey Marshall is on 147 points in the championship standings. He's zoomed across, and Corey Marshall is in. Is he in today?
Yeah,
He very much is. He is on the Alfa Romeo, and that is for the Alfa Romeo team. Underneath him is going to be Nat Dog on 78 points, quite a way behind. Has Nat Dog not had that many good runs, do you think, for only having 78 points? Like I said, I haven't been following as much. I'm pretty sure you have.
yeah,
So I'm coming to you to guidance today.
he's had some very good races, but I think he's lacked consistent performances. And a couple of the drivers who were up there with Corey have had to leave, which has been unfortunate. So the gap has grown to the competitors behind Corey.
Very much so. And obviously behind Corey, like I said, was Nat Dog on 78 points. And behind Nat Dog is Pigeon on 63. So obviously Nat Dog, is he here with us today? He is. And I believe he is going to be in the Ferrari, while Pigeon is going to be... Is he in this race today?
Yeah, he's in his AlphaTauri.
Where are we looking here? I can't find him.
He's top of the leaderboards at the minute. No one's set him up as of yet.
Ah, Mr. Pigeon. Ah, yes, I see. On the AlphaTauri, obviously, yeah, that's perfectly fine. So, as you can see, the Red Bull of RSF1 Oscar is on his lap. He's going to be on the back straight. Very sorry about that for the delay. I was trying to find Mr. Pigeon there. But he's going to be on the back straight. He's going to have a lot of front side speed. He's going to take this left corner. Not too much on the curbs. That's perfectly fine. He's going to take this fast right-left. Very good exit by him. He's obviously already in gear 7. Coming up to another back. This is obviously the back straight that I told you. We can go flat out to this right-hander if you get the setup right. He does look to be a bit of a struggle there. I think he could go a little bit faster while he takes the sweeping right. You don't want to go too far into the corner, otherwise you're not going to make that breaking point. So you need to go out and then in. He's going to take this long left here, and then this catches most people out. This is where most people spin, but he seems to be firmly sticking. Obviously, this is Division 1, so you're not going to see many mistakes like you did the other day in Division 3. He's coming up to the last corner now. A very good exit. Obviously, short shift up to the gear 3, to 4, to 5, to 7. Runs out of VRS into gear 6, and he's going to do a 1:29.1. A very good lap, to say the least. Obviously, tyres are not rubbed in. The track is not as optimal temperature, or no tyre is rubbed in. So, very much a very good. Oh, Corey Marshall going to 1:27.7. That just beats out RSF1 Scott's Oscar there. That is very unfortunate for him. Maybe, like I said, he lost a fair few tenths lost a fair few tenths, like I said, in that like long right-hander where you can just go flat out. I do believe he was very unsteady here. Obviously, Kid Cudi, 24, coming up to the line, and he's done a 1:28.3. A very big split in the field right now with the 3 drivers who have set times. Unfortunately, Adam R is invalidated his lap, while RSF1 Rubens is coming up to the line, and he's going to be doing a 4th best, or a 29.5. He's going to be probably very upset with that. But then again, it's early in qualifying 1. Anything can happen. Like I said, our Adam R is invalidated his lap. And I believe Nat Dog is on the mediums. What do you think of that? Do you think it's going to be raining and he's the only one who's seen that, maybe? Do you think, Hippo?
Could be that. It could just be he wants to have more softs for Q2.
That is very true. Do you think he's very confident with his pace to say I can get through Q1 with this medium? Obviously, 16 drivers, so we can only potentially lose 1 driver.
Mansell has retired as well, so that would be 15. As long as everyone sets a lap.
Yeah, Mansell seems to be the only one who has outed himself here. Maybe he wants to start at the back. I do want to stay on board with Nat Dog here, though, due to the fact that he is on mediums, and see what kind of pace that he does have. He's coming round this nice right-hander here, all the way down, taking another right. Like I said, this, you want to go kind of wide to then meet that corner. Unfortunately, not kind of, you want to go onto the curb, not too much, though. But obviously, I could be totally wrong. This is Division 1, and I'm in Division 4, so who knows? I'm probably talking out of my mouth here. But he's coming up to the last corner. Nice little thing. Not short shifting like the other person did here, but he's going up to 6th, 7th. Not running out of VRS, so this could be a good lap. And he's gone 4th best. A 29.4. Absolutely dominating to say, I have got the pace. Very nice. Very nicely done there. We've got Adamar, who is on his 2nd lap on these softs due to the fact that he did invalidate his 1st lap. He's coming around the final few corners here. Have you seen much of Adamar? I believe he only has 2 points, unfortunately. He's 2nd last in the standings.
He's been consistent, however, he just hasn't quite been able to get into those top 10. They're very fierce and very closely competitive build, so normally it's very close between somewhere around 8th to 15th, so just hasn't quite been able to get into that top 10 bracket on many occasions.
Yeah, it doesn't seem to be so, but obviously he has gone 4th best in qualifying 1, which is not too bad to say the least. Kid Cudi very confident with his 128.3, thinking that, you know, I'm not going to not be taken out. But then that is very true due to the fact that RSF1 Marshall has retired, and we can only lose one driver, and he was the first person to retire. Obviously, Sync Kizuato, I'm very sorry if I've butchered that name if you do watch this back. But obviously he is also retired with no time. So obviously with him being second to retire, he won't lose any kind of positions, and he's obviously seen that. So he's maybe thinking about tyre wear, not even using any. He knows that he's safe. But has he got the pace? Who knows?
Yeah, sometimes this game does glitch if you don't set a lap as well, so I'll hope it doesn't make any issues with that. But
that is very true. Now Unity Hush, he's coming up to the last corner now. He's short shifted up to 3 like everyone else has seemed to have done. He's gone up to short shift 4, coming up to 5. Not even activated DRS. Has he pulled out? He very much has. A 153.9. Amazing lap. Yes, Unity. Amazing. But no, he must have pulled out. Obviously, he wasn't using any RS, and he still isn't. Do you think maybe he's doing practice laps due to the fact that he can't lose?
the speed he's going, I reckon it's more just to try and save an extra set of tyres.
Maybe so. Mr. Pigeon, obviously, third in the constructors, or not in constructors, the championship. Let's see what pace he can bring. Is obviously 70% ERS, and he's in the third sector already, coming up to. Let's see how he does on this fast right-hander. Well, flat-out right-hander. He's done very well. Like I say, a lot of these, I don't know if it's because of the setups or not, but it does seem like they're going really slow into that right-hander. Maybe they have to, due to the fact that they've maybe loosened the back end too much, or due to the fact that they're on, wheel. It looks totally different from in my division where people are on pad, like myself. RSF1 Hippo, are you on pad?
I am, yeah. I am.
Very good, very good. And what division are you in? I don't think I've seen you before.
I raced yesterday, so Division 5.
Division 5, very good, very good. And Mr. Pigeon goes 6th place with a 128.9. A lot of 28s here, so the pack does seem to be close. As you can see, it's on second place, 128.1. Third place, 128.1. Then it goes 128.3, 7, 9, and then goes into the 29.1s, which is not too bad at all. A very close kind of field, which we all love to see. We've got the Renault with number 69 of IGN X Legends, who has invalidated his lap, but is going to be starting a new one. Let's see how he does soon. RSF1 Eastern also invalidated, but don't worry, he is on an out lap, so when he does his lap, it will count. Let's see how IGN Legends is going to get on then. Not going into gear 8 in that turn there, sticking it all the way in high revs of gear 7. Sometimes that can help. I know for a full fact in last year's game, if you actually didn't, he's gone purple as well in sector 1. I know for a full fact in the last game, if you didn't shift up to 8th gear, you could get so much delta staying in gear 7 on some tracks. I don't know if you knew that yourself, Hippo.
No, I didn't.
It's very interesting. The game, like Codemasters, kind of sneak some things in. As you can see, IGN, if you are on board with him, he's really using the whole track, like putting his car half on, and half off the track. You could do that a lot in Spain as well as Austria. In some of the straights, and you can gain at least a 10th or 2, which is absolutely amazing. Obviously the esports guys, they do it so you can learn from them, as well as in real life Formula 1 they like to take those kind of lines. So let's see, IGN coming to cross the line, and he's going to be ran out of VRS, he's going to be doing a 7th place best with a 29 flat. I would not say that is bad myself.
No, you have to
see
think
what Easton could do. Sorry, go on.
some of these drivers, they might not be taking the risks or pushing their car, just trying to set a lap just to ensure they get through without any glitches.
Well, yeah, that is very true, but if any driver really crashes out or spins out in France, it's very hard to bin it into a wall unless if you do go flying. Obviously, it's a very wide track. Easton, once again, short shifting up to 3 and nearly up into gear 4. Let's see what he can do. It's going to be first with a 127.5. He's taken first place off Marshall there. I wonder if he's going to be furious, or is he just going to let it simmer due to the fact that it's only Q1 and no one can actually be taken out besides that one driver. Sink Reiner still in the pits. Is he sandbagging it all the way to the end and using, only one run due to the fact that he knows that's all he needs to do? Pigeon here still going. Yeah, Pigeon still going on the softs that he is doing, and he's done 4 laps on them already. IGN Legends, I believe, if he's not pitting this lap, he's getting ready to do another. He's not got the red indicator to say that he's got low fuel, and he's got 100% ERS to do another. Nat Dog only done, obviously, the 1 lap on the mediums, which was a 129.4. A very good lap indeed, I would say myself. And it is very true. IGN Legends is going to be doing a new lap. Let's see how he does. I do not believe that anyone else is really doing a lap. Yeah, Mr. Pigeon is just weaving in and out on the nice back straights there. So, would you say, Hippo, who would, are you one of these kind of people who like to predict, or do you really just want to see it out on the track?
I'll predict a lot, but I'm never right.
You don't take your chances, huh?
Nah.
Well, let's see. Obviously, Q1 is sometimes hard to tell due to the fact of the rubbering in and, people just getting ready, getting warmed up, and only obviously one, some people may be sandbagging due to the fact that they can only lose one driver. But with the times that we've got, obviously Easton first with a 127.5, while Corey Marshall is going to be on a 127.7, and then Daff, should I say, is a 121.1. Now, if these guys keep up that momentum, I would say that they're in a good chance of obviously being in the top 5, at least for Q3. But then you've also got to think about Nat Dog, who has also done a 129.4 on the mediums. IGN Legends has actually invalidated his lap, and he's slowing down massively. And then Sink has finally actually come out of the pits with only 2 minutes and 20 to go. Obviously, he's in Sector 2 already, so he must have came out of the pits a little bit earlier, which I seem to not see. He comes out of the speed traction zone there. Obviously, if you don't know what the speed detection zone is, that's basically where the speedometer catches the high-end speed of the car and see who is the fastest on the track so far. Unfortunately, Sink has invalidated his lap, and that wasn't on an out lap either. So he's got 1 minute and 40 to go. Luckily, he's in Sector 3, and he still has 100% ERS. He is the man to watch due to the fact that he has not set a time yet. We've got Al Daff also on an out lap. I believe this is on his maybe same lap, same set of softs. I believe so.
Yeah.
This is obviously, due to the fact that, they're not scared whatsoever due to the fact, we keep saying it, only one driver can go.
Yeah, everyone's only used one set of tyres so far.
It's very nice to see. It's obviously some people do also, obviously, especially in Division 4. No matter even if it's one person who can only get disqualified or 2 people, a lot of people like to push. They like to push themselves in Division 4 to prove that they have the pace, to prove that they can be in the higher divisions, whether that's the one above them or even the second above them. They want to prove to themselves and also the league that they have the pace and that they want to be at the top of the timesheets. Now, obviously, Division 1, they don't have that worry. They're in that top league already. But it depends what kind of person they are as well. If they're a dominant kind of person, then they want that podium. If they're part of the showmanship group, then they will show that dominance. Have you seen any kind of dominance from the Division 1 league at all? Or drivers?
Normally, Corey's near the top of the timesheets in every session, but he's very close with Midzi normally, who's unfortunately left the league in the last couple of weeks.
Perfect. And Sink is coming up to the last line, and he has gone sinks. He has gone 6 with a 128.6. A lot of sinks and sixes there, which is a very big of a tongue twister. So that is technically Q1 up and ready to go on to Q2. So as you can see, Easton is at the top of the timesheets here. So he is our top qualifier in Q1 with a 127.5. IGN Legends is obviously on a lap, but most likely pitting due to the fact that it is the quali over. Will Pigeon also pit, or will he go over the line due to the fact that he's been on the same tyre, so it doesn't matter if he goes over the lines? Because believe it or not, Hippo, I don't know if you know this, the game is crafty, and I don't know if anyone knows this actually. When you cross the line, and then, you know, it kind of does the animation to say that qualifying is over, it actually uses the tyre wear that it goes around the circuit before it goes into the loading screen. I don't know if you knew that.
I didn't know. Mm.
It's very crafty that way.
Makes sense where everyone tries to pit now.
Yeah, that's very true. So yeah, qualifying one. The driver that we did lose eventually was ARS, which I believe he was the person who lagged out or couldn't even join at the start. So hopefully that doesn't happen to him too often. But there was 3 drivers who actually didn't set time, which was Sink, KLZ, RSF1, Mansell, and obviously the driver that we did lose unfortunately, which is ARS. The top 3 is RSF1 Easton, Corey Marshall, and also Al Daff, or AIL Daff, however you wish to say that. Thank you for the 12 viewers who obviously has joined us. I hope that you find this as exciting as much as we do commentating. And hopefully we don't bore you. So we're just getting into Q2 now. Let's see who can be the top 10 runners. The people who are 11th and lower will be disqualified and starting at that position that they do qualify 11th or lower.
It looks like lots of people are just equipping the medium tyres just to start with. Yeah.
Well, I do believe the soft hards or the medium hards are the way to go. The soft mediums is obviously a long stretch, but it can work if you do have that kind of pace. Obviously, I'm kind of going off the top of my head here due to the fact that the last commentary I did was Division 3 and it was raining the whole race. I don't know if you watched that back or not.
I've seen bits of the 2 wet races.
But yeah, so hopefully that we do have a dry race. I would like to see for my own race personally, to see what the dries does look like. Due to the fact that if it is dry in my race, I would like that. I really would. Because I can't do wets anymore. It really frustrates me. Unfortunately, Daff, who is first out in the pits, has invalidated, but obviously it's his outlap, and it was early on in the outlap, so he should still be able to do his flying lap with no regrets. Obviously the second one after him, I believe, would be Unity, which is very true, and then maybe Adam, that is very true also. So let's take on board with Daff. And Hippo, do you wish to do an onboard with Daff when he crosses the line?
Yeah, I will do.
Do his flying. Perfect. Thank you very much for that. I feel like I'm hogging it and I don't want to do that.
So
Let's do this on board then.
Yeah, start finish straight. It's just accelerating. He tries to tuck it into the right hand side and push as much of his car off track as he can before turning in. Not eating too much of the curb on turns 1 or 2 because it can really offsettle the car. And then into this fiddly section of the track, trying to maintain pace through these corners and get a slow in, fast out of these last two corners onto this really long hand straight here. So just trying to maintain pace, get a good line, be as quick as you can before the straight line and get DRS on straight away. And now it's just a waiting game. Position your car along the right side of the track and then just for turning in, move over the curb on the outside, use the curb on the inside of the right hander to try and gain time. Now into this really nearly flat out right hander. Normally you just got to try not to use too much of the curb on the inside or outside to invalidate before bringing it in. But just not the easiest corner here, so you're braking and turning, and then keeping the momentum, picking it back up before getting this really late apex to try and keep the speed around this section of track. Oh, and he wobbles over the curb and invalidates.
That is very unfortunate. Obviously, too much curb on that right front tyre, which made him made the car unsettled, should I say, and made him have a little bit of a wobble, making him invalidate. But it would have been a 1:30.1. I do believe he wasn't using any ERS for that, and he will be now. But unfortunately, we will be moving on to Adam. That means Unity. That's a bit strange. Unity must have let Adam through on the outlap, but Adam does a 1:30.4 while Unity does 1:39.1. I believe the next person would have been Corey Marshall, but he also invalidated his lap, making him needing to use the hards again. RSF1 Oscar does a 1:29.5 on the mediums, while the kid does a 1:29.3. This is absolutely amazing here with the medium runners. Let's see who is next. Maybe, oh no, we've got Joe with a 1:30.5 on the softs, which is a very good lap. Obviously, maybe sandbagging it a little bit due to the fact, getting his whereabouts. Obviously, in Q1, not many people was trying due to the fact that, once again, there was only one runner who was going to be out. I do believe another... I do believe that is an Alfa Romeo coming up to the line. Is that Corey Marshall? No, it will be his teammate, Sink, who has invalidated, unfortunately.
Oh, both Alfa Romeos on their medium run. They'll have to go for another lap.
Coming into the pits. Unity is coming out of the last lap, but he has not used any ERS. That means Corey Marshall will be coming up to also the final corners.
He hasn't got ERS on, he might pit here.
Oh no, he will be pitting as well. This means... Is that Oscar coming up? I believe Oscar will most likely be pitting as well. What about Kid? Most likely as well. And then is a Renault just behind him. Is that IGN? Yes, it is. He is going to be on a flying lap. Luckily, the racing points got out of his way, which was Kid. He's like IGN is coming up to the final corners now onto the start-finish straight. Enough ERS and it's not died on him, and it is going to be 4th position, a 1:30.3. Not too bad.
And Nat Dog has gone quickest on the soft, the 38.3.
That was very good by Nat Dog. No. Obviously, the Ferrari, the Scuderias are unfortunately 5th in the constructors with 60 points. The people who are topping the constructors are going to be the AlphaTauri with 172 points, with the Red Bull trailing behind them with 139 points. So it's very close, or closer than the championship, with the points on the constructors, which is very nice to see. We always like at least some sort of closeness battling to either to do with the constructors or the championship. Normally it's a lot more better when it's so close with the championship, due to the fact that it's so much more tension for the viewers and also the drivers as well. When someone gets that really big lead, you kind of just unfortunately you have to settle, and you know, drivers wanting to be championship winners, they don't just want to settle for second. They want that first place, but also being humble at the same time. IGN pits while Corey Marshall on his outlap, ready to do his flying. Let's see what Corey Marshall can do. Sync, let's see what Sync is doing. He is going to be on a lap, but he has invalidated, unfortunately, and he will be pitting. So let's see what his teammate can do. He's going to be on, he's going to be coming up. Oh no, he's not going to be coming up. He's on the back straight at the minute.
He's on the softs now as well.
Was he on the mediums in the pits, or?
He was in his initial stint, which invalidated. Or not stint, laps.
Ah, okay. That is no problem there then. So it's a little bit quiet on the track. Normally in other divisions at 6 minutes you normally see most of the field out, but also coming into the pits to put on their new mediums, or put on, well, not maybe new mediums, but you know, get ready for another run, put more fuel in, or putting on a new set of softs, and then coming out around about 4 minutes, maybe 5 minutes, depending obviously clearly what track it is. But with Division 1 it's pretty different, isn't it? I guess they know more about the game of when the last straw, I guess you could say, to come out of the pit, so you can at least do 1 or 2 laps. With F4 or even F5, maybe F3 as well, they don't know as much to, you know, when to come out. Only a few certain drivers know, or at least they're confident to come out so late. But with F1 it's a total different breed.
Yeah, it's just making sure that they don't get stuck out on track, meaning they won't be able to get in their last run, which will most likely be the quickest, because the track will be the most worn in. So they need to make sure they're out for that last run with other drivers. Don't get stuck out on track or don't have enough time.
That is very true. You know, the worst thing that you could do is get stuck behind traffic, but obviously, you know, certain drivers do give you common courtesy and move out of the way just in time, or just miles ahead, which is absolutely perfect. We love to see that. Al Daff here coming up on his first lap on the mediums. He is going to be on the start finish straight. He revs the 7th gear, and he is going to be seventh. He's going to be second with a 129 flat. Only, let's have a look, shall we? 6/10 away from the leader on softs, which is not too bad.
Not too bad at all.
Let's see what Joe Pilkey can do in the Haas. He's going to be also on the mediums. Can he do better than his original time, which was a 130.5? He's going to be coming up to the line, and he's done a 128.7, making him second, taking over Daff. Absolutely amazing, making it only 3/10 slower from a soft run by Natdog in the Ferrari.
Yeah.
Absolutely amazing lap from Joe Pilkey here in the Haas. Unfortunately, it can't be said in real life.
Oh, the Hasses are only 3/10 off pole sitters.
Yeah, exactly. That would never happen in real life. At least not in this year or last year. But absolutely amazing. This is what this game can bring with equal performance on the cars. I don't know if we'll do kind of like an event maybe with you know, realistic performance, see what happens there. But I don't think that'll happen anytime soon. It would be very curious to see, due to the fact obviously the realistic performance can really change a lot of things, and that's why we do equals. But then again, it also does come down to the car setup.
What, so would you put the lower down divisions in the, in theory, better cars? Or
Ooh. So the fastest drivers kind of thing in the slower cars, like the Williams and stuff?
Yeah.
That would be interesting. And then the slower drivers in like the Mercedes, the Ferrari, well, maybe not Ferrari due to the fact that
Red Bull.
2020 performance.
Oh,
Oh, and the
Reina.
AlphaTauri spins. Is that going to be Corey Marshall? No, it's
Reina.
going to be Sink.
Nice
That
donuts
was
there.
a horrible spin, and he's done it again.
Oh, no. You don't want to start on those
Careful.
tyres.
Careful there. This is Q2 as well. This is that he's only got 2 minutes left, and he's got to qualify on these tyres. They are going to be smoked.
Oh,
That's cheeky if he's going into the pits like that. That is very, very cheeky. And he's been it. Oh, he's reset to the track.
I think it's just...
Very, very quick reflexes from Sink. Oh no, he retires.
Oh yeah, he just
He very
retired
much
into
retires.
into the...
That is very unfortunate.
Didn't have enough time for another run, which is unfortunate.
He didn't. That is very, very unfortunate. Obviously, while reading out these standards, viewers, I do have to say, and it is a bit of a quick announcement, that the stewards have to also, they have still not concluded from the past race of the steward reports, meaning obviously race director within the game as well as the clips being brought in by the drivers. So the constructors as well as the championship could change drastically. But what I have right now and what I'm telling you, while I do say a few here and there about the constructors and the championship, that it could actually change dramatically from the events of the stewards' decidings, which is very unfortunate to say, really, due to the fact that if Corey got himself in a spot of trouble, that could really hurt him.
Yeah.
Due to the fact that he is first.
It looks like drivers are trying to get through. 2 cars are still on the soft tyres, Kid Cudi and Oscar. I'm guessing just as a precaution almost to make sure they get through.
It's very true. Easton probably going to pit this lap. He is coming up to the 3rd sector, coming around the final few corners. He is 28.6 right now. Taken second from Joe Pilkey, which we unfortunately didn't see. So well done there, RSF1 Easton. I was commentating with him the other day for F3. A very good lad, I must admit. Very racy driver also.
Corey's coming to line.
Oh, Corey. See what he does there. Runs out of VRS before he gets to it. He goes 4th there with a 128.7 on the mediums. Kid coming up to the start back straight, but he's not on a lap. But I know who is on a lap. It's going to be RSF1 Oscar. And he's got 80%, which is very good. He must have... it's either the setup saving him that ERS, or he's been turning it down going through the corners, which will obviously help you a lot, because sometimes you don't want to go in hot laps in some corners, so you can get that kind of rotation on the car. But it does seem to be going down very drastically while going on these straights. From 80 to 60, but obviously going through these corners, it will make it back up to around about 65 to 70%. It does look like it's going to be a good lap. It does seem solid. Oh, wait a minute, he's crossed the line.
Waiting on Kid Cudi now.
Why didn't you tell me? You let me ramble on. What are you doing to me?
Oh, you're in your element.
You're You'd only see it here, folks, where my second commentator let me rambles on after an AI is taking it. Absolutely amazing. Unfortunately, Kid Cudi does pit and does retire in the pits, thankfully. Obviously, we do have a rule within RSF1. If you do retire on the racetrack, you will get penalised by the stewards for this. But Q2 is over, and we have lost in position 11, Adam R. with a 130.4. In 12th place, Mr. Pigeon with a flat. And then in 13th place with the Haas of Sink, no time. 14th place, Mansell in the Mercedes with no time also. And 15th place, our last runner, is Sink. And obviously we all know what happened to him, unfortunately, and that is very unfortunate to say that he did do that spin out. In first, second and third is Nat Dog in the Ferrari, Easton in the Racing Point, and Joe Pikey in the Pilkey, not Pikey, Pilkey in the Haas.
Nat Dog is on
I don't
soft.
mean to offend anyone. I'm hoping that didn't offend anyone who is gypsy culture. I'm very sorry about that.
Yeah, Nat Dog did get through on soft, so that could make it interesting for the race start.
It's very true. It's very. I don't know if you saw. There was very different strategies going on with the medium softs. Obviously, some people going on the mediums at the start and then backing out by going onto the softs to make sure that they qualify into Q3. And obviously, our top 10 runners for Q3 is Corey Marshall, Unity Hush, Kid QD, RSF1 Oscar, RSF1 Rubens, IGN Legends, Nat Dog, Joe Pilkey, Al Daff, and RSF1 Easton. Who do you think is going to be the top 3 there, my friend?
This is gonna be... I'm just gonna throw 3 names in who I think have done pretty well this season when they've had the pace. Al Daff in the Williams, who's been looking pretty quick and consistent. Easton seems to have the pace, especially around this track. He's showing how quick he is. And then Corey Marshall, he just always seems to be up near the front, so can't really write him out.
Yeah, no, it's very true. Obviously, like you said, Daff, he does seem very consistent around this track, as well as in qualifying 1, 2, and hopefully he carries that on in Q3. RSF1 Easton, like I said, very good lad, very pacey. He's also been in the top 3 in, obviously, Q1 and Q2. I think Q1 anyway. If he didn't, then obviously he wasn't showing his true potential due to the fact, you know, only 1 outing for Q1. And once again, do you wish to take us on a lap? Hopefully, Daff does not bottle it in the last few corners. Let's try not doing commentator's curse this time, Hippo.
So coming down the start, finish straight yet again. DRS Open. Keeps it in 7th for a little longer than I would. However, I don't know much. 5th gear, doesn't quite get the inside curb of turn 1. Turn 2, runs wide and invalidates.
Invalidates. So let's go on to RSF1 Rubens. Take us through a lap with him.
He starts his lap coming across the line, turn 1, 5th gear, 4th gear, sorry. Takes it slightly slower in than it seemed Aldaf did, however keeps it within the limits. Keeps it in 7th gear, turns in early.
Oh, these people, they're maybe getting a little bit antsy. Take us through with Oscar, my friend.
Oscar, okay, Oscar is on the long back straight here and just keeps it, try not to adjust too much. You may scrub off some speed, and then left-hander, try not to touch too much the curb. Nice and tight in the right-hander, get on the throttle early. And now you're coming up to that fast right-hander. You just got to try and use a bit of the inside curb as well as outside, not invalidate, and then push it as much as you want to. 5th gear, bring it back into that late apex, up into 7th for this left-hander, where you want late apex. He doesn't quite tuck the car into the apex, but keeps all the speed. And then here, it's another late apex in this corner. And then again, the last corner, you just want to get traction and put your foot down as quick as you can. DRS, he keeps the left-hand side for the shortest run in and sets a 128.2.
I would say not bad for the first ever lap set. Obviously, then we've got Joe Pilkey with a 127 once again, and smashing it out the park of the first person, 127.6. Then we've got Corey Marshall with a 128.7. We've then got, I believe, Kid, who's going to be, unfortunately, invalidating. No, it was RSF1 Easton, who does a 127.4. Absolutely amazing by Easton right there. Obviously, his teammate, unfortunately, has invalidated. So the next person who is going to be crossing the line does either seem to be...
Snapdog.
I believe it is Natdog. Thank you very much there, Hippo. So let's see what he does. He's coming up to the line with 50% ERS, going into the Gear 8. He does not rev it all the way to Gear 7, and he does a 128.1. Very good time set by these people. Let's see what Unity Hush does. And unfortunately, his teammate is also invalidated. Seems to be an ongoing thing here where teammates are invalidating things. And then we do have Oscar, who has had a time, but unfortunately invalidated his lap time. We've then obviously got Joe Pilkey behind him, not setting a lap due to the fact that he's got his ERS all the way down. And then we do have Corey Marshall, who is also getting ready for his second lap by his ERS all the way down. Or maybe he's going to be coming into the pits. Let's see what Cudi can do. Also, again, invalidated. The pressure is getting to Cudi, unfortunately, in the racing point. And then his teammate trailing behind him, obviously in first position, most likely coming into the pits to set new softs and waiting that very last few minutes to get the best possible rubber from the track.
Yeah, Unity Hush is going to be the next to set a lap time here in the middle of the last sector. Just trying to keep his speed up throughout this sector and track and get a good run into and out of the last corner.
That's absolutely, that's absolutely beautiful coming out of there. No, no slide at the back end. Obviously, that sometimes does catch people out. It is going to be a 128.7 from Unity of the other Ferrari. RSF1 Rubens is going to be on an outlap, as well as his teammate ING Legends, who is going to be first to set that lap. It is going to be ING Legends, but he has invalidated. Has he invalidated to the point where it carries on? Who knows? He's done a lock up into the last corner there. Let's see what he does. Is it going to be carrying on to the next lap? It is not. This is going to be his lap. And then his not RSF1, AAL Daff. I'm just going to call him Daff from now on. He is actually setting his lap now. He's coming through the third sector, takes it nice and wide, making it cut in. That's absolutely perfect. Taking that little bit of a curb there, and then once again going a little bit deep, not going deep, going a little bit wide, but then cutting straight in to get that power straight out, hitting that curb, making the most of the track, coming into the last final corner, making it to the point where he's short shifting up to 3, and then not utilizing, not taking that wheel spin, which is absolutely amazing, utilizing that pace and also those tents, making him go for fastest with a 127.9.
Yeah, Legends is invalid again.
Oh, that's unfortunate. Your predictions are nearly right. You did say Easton and Corey Marshall, but Joe has surprised both of us, but time is still ticking and it's not over till the fat lady sings, as the saying does go. We've got Rubens. IGN, like you did say, he has invalidated, but his teammate RSF1 Rubens is coming up to the last final corners, coming up to the last corner now. What lap is he going to set? He's got 60% ERS, which is more than enough for the battery not to drain before he gets to the line, and he is going to be setting a 128.5, which is just good enough, respectfully, for P7.
I think that's going to be Ruben's last run. I'm not sure they're going to be able to get back round in time, pit, get a new set of tyres.
Yeah, as you do see, we do see the red indicator of the fuel of death, so that means he does have to pit if he does need to do another lap. Thank you for that chuckle there.
Haven't heard the fuel of death Oh.
You've never heard of it, are you? You've not watched F4. You've not watched F4 then
Ah.
as much. We always say the red fuel of death. Have you ever heard of the frontline speed?
I do know what the frontline speed is.
Oh, that's very good. That's very good. Obviously, that is a RSF1 classic going all the way back to ALF when we used to be called ALF. If you was ever a part of us then in our community.
No, but Pilkey is pit. He might be trying to get in and out one last time. It's going to take a really quick turnaround and a good quick out lap. He's going to get another run. But now people are going to start leaving the pits for the last runs, so it should get quite a busy track now.
That is very true, and it does look like Cudi is going to be... Oh, unfortunately, he has invalidated, but he does have enough time. He's in Sector 3. He's only got 4 more corners to go, and he will be able to obviously set that new lap with 1 minute 45 seconds to go. IGN Legends is the only person who hasn't done a lap yet and seems to be struggling, and it's only 1 minute 35 seconds, and he's still not out of the pits.
Ooh, I'm not sure he's going to get around.
Oh, no, he's out of the pits now with 1 minute 25 seconds to go. Is he going to have enough time? The fastest lap is a 1 minute 27. Will he do it? He'll have to do a whole lot of corner cutting. Either that or he has to utilise some of that, you know, max mixture.
Yeah, it's going to be very hard for him to get around, so he could do it.
And to be fair, a lot of people are on an out lap. Obviously, Corey Marshall just obviously starting his new lap now. And then I believe Nat Dog and both Ferraris are neck and neck with each other. They're racing apparently, side by side, coming into turn. No, obviously, we're not doing the race yet. We're only in Q3. But Corey Marshall is on his lap. Let's see what he can do. He is in Sector 1 right now, just gone purple. Obviously, apparently in this game, when it goes purple, that means it's only a personal best, not what they actually beat from the fastest person. Apparently, it's a bit of a mixture. 50% of people say, no, the purple is actually beating the fastest person on track, but then the other 50% do say, no, it's just your personal best. What do you think, Hippo?
I have no clue.
No, but he is 3/10 up. Corey Marshall is 3/10 up on his time, which is going to be a 1:27.4. That's what it'll get him.
Oh.
Which makes him nearly as on equal with RSF1 Eastern. But is it good enough to beat him, or is it not good? Is it good enough to beat him, or is it not good enough? Where it's just going to be maybe a fraction of a millisecond, a fraction of a hundredth. Let's see. He's coming through the last final corner onto the start finish straight, and it's gonna be the fastest lap, ladies and gentlemen, with a 1:27.3. Absolutely the last minute. RSF1 Eastern is going to be fuming, but then again, he is on his lap. He's coming through the final sector, final corner. He's got 40% in ERS. He's going into gear 7, gear 8, and he's going to be crossing the line, and he's retook the position with a 1:27.1. He's like, no, Corey, you're not taking my pole today. This is my race. Absolutely astonishing from RSF1 Eastern. Beautiful lap.
How
But it's not over yet. Daff is going to be coming in. Is he going to be taking that title, or at least the position? What, and he is! Is he? I don't know.
We don't know. Fourth.
No, it's not. I'm very fortunate. I thought the timesheet actually did it there. Sorry to get your hopes up there, ladies and gentlemen, but that is Q3 over and done with. Our top 3 is RSF1 Eastern at the very last minute, taking over Corey, saying, I want that position back with a 1:27.1. Then in second place, Corey Marshall just losing out at the last very second, or even the last very 2 minutes, with a 1:27.3, only 1/10 away from Eastern. And our third place is going to be Joe Pilkey within the Haas with a 1:27.6. Our fourth place is Daff in the Williams. Fifth place is Oscar. Sixth, Nat Dog. Seventh, Cudley. Cuddy. 8th place Rubens, 9th place Hush, and then 10th place. I couldn't see because it went off. I'm very sorry.
Legends. He didn't manage to
Thank
get
you very
round in
much.
time.
Absolutely exciting Q3. Do you think it's going to be exciting in the race? I hope so. I want to scream like that again.
I also hope that we get a good interesting race. Would be nice.
Do you know who the lobby host is for me? Just so that I know who doesn't ready up first.
I believe it's Easton. However, I'm not entirely sure.
Well, hopefully that is correct, and we will see Easton ready up first. But ladies and gentlemen, oh my, that was one hectic Q3, very on the line, on the wire even. Will we see a photo finish for the race? Because that's what it seemed like for Q3. Let's hope they build that momentum in the race. Thank you for the 16 viewers that are still watching and not got tired of our commentary.
Yeah.
We do our best, as well as the drivers putting up an entertaining qualifying, as well as hopefully they will do the same for the race. Now, obviously, while we have this time, I will go through the full standings. Like I said, everyone, this is obviously before the steward's decision of any kind of penalties. Corey is going to be first with 147 points. Nat Dog is going to be second with 78 points. Pigeon is going to be third with 63. Adolf is going to be with 40 points in fourth. Fourth. Legends with 36 points in fifth. Cuddy in sixth with 27 points. Mansell drawn with Cuddy with 27 points in eighth. Diggles in ninth with 16 points. Joe in 10th, I believe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Ninth place, sorry, my mistake. Joe in 9th place with 15 points. Rayner in 10th place with 15 points. Charles in 11th place with 12 points. Wedgie in 13th place with 12 points. Vettel in 14th place with 10 points. Oscar in 15th place with 9 points. Then it goes Easton, Posty, Adam, and RSF1 Vettel with no points. Easton is pole sitter for this race. He's only got 8 points. If he could do this race win, and if he wins this race with the fastest lap, he will shoot up to 5th place straight away.
Oh.
All the way from 16th, 17th. So this is crucial for Easton to get this. And also, I'm counting on Easton due to the fact that I am a Racing Point myself. And unfortunately, in the constructors, Racing Point only have 42 points, which is third to last in the constructors.
Well, I know Easton was initially an AlphaTauri driver. However, I think he had to step back for a couple of races, which is why his points are on 0.
Oh, did he get some points in the Tauris?
He was I think he was in that top 3. However, because of that, he had to. He lost them all when he stepped back.
Unfortunate. That big setback. Yeah, that big setback. Obviously, it's not very good when you when you're halfway. Well, nearly. I'd say we're halfway through the season, and obviously, if he keeps up that consistency of getting poles and actually winning and getting podiums, then he has nothing really to worry about. But do you wish to take us through the grid today?
Yeah.
Hippo?
I shall start from the back, in which we have ARS Zizou in the Red Bull, starting on the yellow-walled medium tyre. Ahead of him, we have an Alfa Romeo of Sink Rayner. He starts on the hard tyre, the furthest back driver to use so. Ahead of him, we have RSF1 Mansell in the black Mercedes, who Didn't set a time in any session, neither did Reina. Or Zizu. And Mansell is on the yellow walled medium tyre. The next three have all selected the hard compound tyre. This is Sync Kizuatu in the Haas, the Alpha Tauri of Mr. Pigeon Munch, and the other Mercedes of Adam R. And now we go into
And a Red Bull has gone off the track.
Oh. And we go into the top 10. We have the banana car with what Easton would call the banana tyres. IGN Legends. Ahead of that, we have Unity Hush, also on the mediums. And then another full banana car in P8. Then we have a car you might like the look of, a pink car, the Racing Point, Kid Cuddy on the mediums. Then a completely red, or as Easton would call it, strawberry car, I believe, in 6th of Nat Dog. Then Oscar is a 5th place runner in his Red Bull on the mediums. Then we have the Williams of Aldarth on the mediums. Joe Pilkey in the Haas is taken 3rd position on the grid. The front row consists of Corey Marshall in the Alfa Romeo and RSF1 Easton in the Racing Point.
It was the one who spun out as well. Oh no.
Oh, what are those tyres going to be saying to him now?
Yeah, well, you know, it depends how fast the starting grid, so maybe they can cool down just a little after that spin on the back straight. But I believe everyone is going to be lined up and it will be lights out in no time. It's going to be a big pause here. A very big pause. I don't see the lights for some reason. I will have to go on the onboard here just so I can see the red lights, because apparently the broadcast is not going to allow us. It's going to be a long hold. The FIA are not like messing these drivers around today. Going to be a long hold. The predicted strategy, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, is medium hards. They pit lap 11 to 14, or you do the medium, was that medium, soft, or medium, soft? Oh, and then here's the 5 red lights. It's going to be 3, 4, 5 red lights, and away we go. And Corey Marshall has got a drive-through penalty because he jumped the start. That is not going to be helpful for his race whatsoever. Easton is obviously going to be looking at that and going to absolutely ravish in it. And then obviously there's a Red Bull already trying to overtake a Ferrari, and a Ferrari does go out wide, and the timetables are all over the place, so I can't actually see what happens to that Ferrari. Due to the fact of the timetables going absolutely all over the place. There's a bit of a mix-up here in the mid-pack, and obviously apparently that RSF1 Rubens was 1st to 16th to 9th.
Joe Pilkey's taken 2nd.
When the timetables do this.
And that is
absolutely
actual.
Oh no, blue flags are out. It's doing that little bit of a glitch. Hopefully no one gets a 5-second drive-through penalty due to the fact of these blue flags. Hopefully the game doesn't allow this to happen. But look at this absolute train. If you spectate 8th, look at this train. It looks beautiful. It's 3 wide nearly with the 2 Red Bull, with the 1 Red Bull, and both of. Oh, wait a minute! A Renault has just gone off the track.
Oh,
absolutely
it's Rubens.
been able to save it. It is unfortunately Rubens. He did save it from going into the wall though, which doesn't allow him to get any kind of wing damage, which will help him in the long run. And I am not showing any kind of maps or anything, or delta, unfortunately. I'm very sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen, but now we have it. And is Pigeon and Adam going side by side? And is it going to be helpful? Pigeon's kind of closes it on Adam, which is able to keep Pigeon the position there. RSF1 Easton is a red X. Are you able to get him back at all?
Oh, I'll see if I can invite him back. I didn't realise he'd left. That's my bad.
No, it didn't show up on the screen. Maybe it's just a disconnected from him. And who is that off the track? It's going to be the Red Bull of ARS. That is very unfortunate to say that he couldn't even get out on time in Q3. That is very unfortunate for him, but he's still up 2 positions. Let's hope he can have a better race. It's all happening here. There we go again, the predicted strategy, which is medium hard, which is lap 12 to 15, and then the 2-stop is going to be the soft, medium, medium. RSF1 Eastern is going to be on the back of this Mercedes, which is going to be RSF1 Mansell. Both two fast drivers here. Unfortunately, I cannot see the timesheets. Did we get Eastern back in, by the way?
I will try and get him back in again.
That is no worries. If you sent the invite, then that's all you can do, matey. Maybe send another one if you can. That's very unfortunate if he does not try and get back into the game. He obviously was the pole sitter at the start of this race. And please, timetable, sort yourself out, I beg. I need to know who's taking over who. Joe setting obviously the fastest lap of today's, of obviously lap 3. DRS is also enabled on lap 3 like it always is. You can only activate the DRS when you are within a second of the car in front of you, which also does help with the front line speed, especially around this track with the 2 big straights that we do have on the start finish and also the back straights. There's a really good fight here with the Mercedes, the Haas, and also the Alfa Romeo just behind them, wishing and hoping that these two fight so then Sink can overtake them swiftly and do a double overtake. It'll be very fortunate for him to take that 8th place, and Sink does take over, and Adam re-overtakes the Sink there. There's 2 Sinks here, so Reiner is obviously at the back of Sink. We'll call Sink Reiner, so Reiner, and then we'll call Sink the Haas Sink, which stops confusion. Now I probably confused you even a little bit more there, but oh well, I know what I'm saying. Nat Dog is only 3/10 behind the Williams of DAF. Rubens does overtake Easton. Easton, I still believe, is X'd. I don't know. Corey Marshall is too far behind to even tell, which is very unfortunate. Still a long, big train all the way from 1st to 6th. This is an absolute amazing train. Everyone keeping in within a second with each other, and Mr. Pigeon only 2/10 away from the Renault of IGN.
I think that fastest lap may be glitched.
What kind of fastest lap?
1 minute 3 from Easton while he's disconnected. I believe
yes,
that will be disregarded.
Yeah. That will take
in terms of the point.
So that would obviously be, we'll obviously see the 2nd fastest lap from Easton's. So then that person shall get the point if they are within the top 10, of course. If you're not within the top 10, then you do not get the point whatsoever. It's Corey Marshall taking over RSF1 Eastern. I thought that was another driver, unfortunately not. There would have been a very good side-by-side action while going through the fast left-right of the middle sector there. Everyone is just keeping their momentum here within less than a second or within a second. This is absolutely amazing. I don't know who to watch here. Daft getting a 3-second time penalty here. That is very unfortunate. Let's have a look, shall we? The tyre change and the penalties. Who got a 5-second time penalty? That was
no,
Corey Marshall,
he got drive-through. It was a drive-through, so he served that lap 1.
He's had to serve that though, hasn't he?
Yeah, lap 1 he went in. He's now struggling to try and catch back up.
Very struggling.
Although
that's why we probably saw him. Oh, and then ARS obviously taking over Easton there. We've got IGN only 5/10 away from Mr. Pigeon here in the Alpha Tauri. A very long straight coming up, and DRS is enabled. Will IGN be able to take over Pigeon? But then there is Sink in the Haas, who is still as well as only 4/10, maybe 3/10 after this start finish straight. But no, I mean back straight. But no, not close enough. But then IGN has a bit of a lock-up on his right-left tyre, not being able to get that. So Sink being able to catch up to IGN a little bit better here. Absolutely amazing race, don't you think?
Yeah, very close. We've got lots of battles. So it's been a great job so far from F1. A couple of penalties, but that's what would be expected around France. Saying that.
True. And speaking of that, RSF1 Mansell gets a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. Now that can't be commentator's curse because he had to get 2 others before we even said that to him.
Maybe it was commentators.
We've got to stop, haven't we? We've got to stop. Joe also got a 3-second time penalty. I'm very sorry, boys. I'm sorry. We'll stop. Nat Dog, the highest of the soft runners here in 3rd position, and then the timesheets go again. I believe he was 3/10 behind Daff here. Absolutely amazing. Pigeon in 6th place, and he's on the hards. He's looking in a very good position here. And then, unfortunately for IGN Legends, I wouldn't say he's the lowest of the mediums due to the fact that there's 11th and lower on mediums, but we're talking midfield here and also higher ups that he is technically the lowest, if we wish to say that.
You could say that. But you think Pigeon, especially with those hard ties, he's got the choice of strategy.
Obviously, IGN has gained 3 positions, but then Pigeon has gained 6 positions on those hards. That is absolutely amazing by Pigeon. Absolutely amazing. And I can't see anything because the timesheets are all messed up again. Oh, but absolutely amazing. Adam tried to take a little bit of a peek there with the Haas. That's absolutely amazing. Caught by both of us there. To say that the timesheets are all messed up. We just got to keep flickering through, haven't we? We've still got a big train all the way from 9th now.
Oh, Kid Cudi.
Oh, yeah, we see that. Kid Cudi going on the inside. And then he gets spun out by the Ferrari there, trying to go on the inside, which is very unfortunate. Does he have any wing damage? He does not. That is very fortunate for him and his race. But those mediums, with that little spin, will take those temps all the way up. So he does have to be careful of that. And he's right in the mix of it. Oh, he nearly got swiped out by the Alfa Romeo. As well as to just add on that sugar. But fortunately, he did just get out of that with a scrape. Obviously, he's right behind that Alfa Romeo, wishing to get back up there into the points. Only 1 position away. There's a really big DRS train here on the back straight. Does Cruddy wish to go for the dive bomb? He does not. He thinks better of it, which is very good by him. He does need that patience. But then the sink of the Haas right behind the Renault here, going on the flat right. Will he go for the inside or will he go for the outside? He's opting to stay behind the Renault here and maybe just slightly on the right side of the Renault. Trying to maybe get a better run, but then he does lose and slides the car just a little bit while going into this turn, losing that momentum from the Renault. And the first person does pit, which is Nat Dog, obviously on the softs.
Might be a 2-stop.
In fact, these softs could go to the lap 8, so I wonder. Well, it is lap 8, but you know what I mean. They can go to the tyres can go to 8, I believe. I'm pretty sure. Maybe he had a little bit of a spin in qualifying, did he? Was he one of the people who spun?
I don't remember being so. But Corey Marshall's nearly caught back up to this main field after his drive through. And these top 2 seem to be gapping RSF and Oscar in 3rd. And Pigeon's looking in a really good position, as well as the Haas sink. And all the hard runners, to be honest.
That is very true. Adam are also in the... Oh, when the 2 teammates are going to be battling each other. Apparently, there's no team orders here. I didn't see Adam whatsoever ease up to let Mansell through. And oh my God, Adam is lagging all over the place on my screen. Hopefully that can sort out for him and he doesn't disconnect. It was a little bit of a jumpy start there. But the only difference is here, Mansell like I said, I don't know if that was team orders or not, because I didn't see Adam ease up at all to let his teammate through. And Adam is still on the gearbox of his teammate Mansell. But the difference is here, obviously, the tyre difference. Oh, and RSF1 Rubens does get a 3-second time penalty, but Mansell also does have that penalty as well. So what kind of play are they doing here? And Mansell does have a big little bit of a back-end loss there. So I wonder what kind of strategy this is. Is it Mansell with the faster tyres helping his teammate along with the mediums? Or is it there's no team orders whatsoever and we're not communicating? What do you think there, Hippo?
I would guess even if they weren't communicating, they would have a look at the situation, but I think Adam knows he's in for the long haul. If Mansell's any bit quicker than him, just let him past. He might be able to give you DRS and help you keep ahead of the Rayner behind you, as well as maybe catch the cars up ahead. I don't know. Although I would be looking for
but then we've got Mr. Pigeon on the DRS and the gearbox of the Red Bull of Oscar, but unfortunately he wasn't able to get close enough for the overtake.
Oh, he might here though.
Oh, he will. It's going to be... Oh, it's not wheel to wheel just yet. Oscar has got,
he's just
half
about
of his car.
Yeah.
And Pigeon, no.
Yeah.
Pigeon looked like he was about to tuck in, but is he? Oscar does go wide. Pigeon's trying to take a look, but not wanting to obviously cause a collision here.
Different line through that corner.
And he does obviously just slot in beside Oscar, behind Oscar, maybe biding his time, putting that pressure on Oscar to try and make that mistake. Hopefully Pigeon doesn't make mistakes of his own trying to pressure Oscar. So let's continue with this battle here. I don't believe any kind of other battles, but then again, Rayner in only less than a tenth, and he is going to be taking over Adam R. Both of the drivers here on the same tyre compounds, and Rayner does close the gates on Adam, easily overtaking him. Unfortunately for Adam, he's not in the DRS train with his teammate anymore, which could hurt him badly, very much. That's very... I'm out of breath, to be honest. Can you take over a little bit of that?
Oh, Pigeon down the inside of Oscar before the almost chicane. Will he hold it? He does for the first part of this straight. And now Oscar's going to be looking to try and get a run. However, I think Kiz is also having a little look at his rear. But if just looking at the cars that have pit, we have Unity Hosh lap 1, Corey Marshall and Kid Cuddy pit last lap, and then Nat took the lap before. So those are cars that have pit. 2 of them have gone onto the hards.
Corey Marshall is looking to get that. Mansell is trying. Oh, Rayner overtook Mansell as well as Adam. Obviously, the lap before took over Adam on the start finish. And then overtakes Mansell, but then Mansell comes back right at him in sector 3 in the last final 3-4 corners, pushes Rayner a little bit outwards, making him lose his car there, making both of the Mercedes take over Rayner. But then one of the Mercedes of Mansell does pit.
Lots of cars are pitting now, so it's going to be interesting to see where Corey Marshall and Kid Cuddy come out compared to Oscar Legends and Mansell. It looks like they're going to be very close.
Does come out technically second to last. Has Easton got back in?
I don't know.
I believe he has. He very much has.
He looks like he's catching up.
Yeah, he is wanting that position back. He's on 10 lap old mediums. I believe the pit for mediums is lap 11 to 14 to go onto the hards or go onto the softs.
Yeah, the Hasses are looking good.
Which they very much are. P1 and P4 already. Let's have a look of the leader. Pigeon is 7 seconds behind Joe, while obviously Daff is 2 seconds behind Joe. While Pigeon is 5 seconds behind Daff.
Just a quick look at the battle for P12. It's getting very close between
Daff
legends.
is pitting. But Joey is staying out.
Might be looking
Which
for an
one
undercut.
is Daft going on though? The hards or the softs? That is the question here. And where will he come out?
I think he goes hards, but I think he's coming out P10. It'll be near
He's
Natdog.
going on the hards.
Oh, it'll be just ahead of Natdog, I think.
And Rubens comes in as well on the 10-lap old mediums.
Just
as
behind
well as
Natdog.
Easton coming. They're all going on to hards. What is so the two people who have stayed out on the mediums is Joe and ARS. ARS has brought it back so much, but can he hold it when he pits? That is the question. And where will he come out?
Yeah, Natdog has to pit again. Unity Hush is pitting, so that'll be his last stop. But
Do you think Nat will try and take it all the way, or do you think he'll definitely go on the softs?
he was the first to pit. Lap 8, he's not going to take the mediums that far, I don't think. But now it's...
Yeah, we have got a long way to go.
Looking at the battle
so
for
he'll
points.
most likely...
Oh, actually,
Yeah,
Sink in the house. He's also having a little look at Pigeon.
he very much is. And Joe has got another 3-second time penalty. That's his second one, so that means he does have 6 seconds overall. We've got Cudi in the racing point. The pink Mercedes coming up on the edge of IGN of the Renault, the banana boat, the banana car, and the banana bus. We've got the whole 3 package today. Unfortunately, Cudi is a little bit too far behind, but then, oh no, ARS, 5-second penalty of speeding in the pit lane. That means for ARS, he either has to pit again or the 5 seconds gets taken off of him.
Joe
at the
Pilkey
end
keeps the
of
lead.
the race.
He comes out in net P1.
That is very true here. So obviously these guys are going to be going... Do you think the hards can go all the way to the softs, or do you think they're going to be going on to the mediums? But then again, Psycho, Sink is going to be taking over Pigeon and happily overtakes way before the braking zone. Absolutely happy days for him. But obviously Mr. Pigeon will wish to obviously fight that back and not let him have it as easy going. But then again, Sink in the Haas is going to be at 40% ERS, while only Mr. Pigeon is going to be at 20%. That is a big difference.
Yeah, I think.
IGN
Oh, Corey. Corey Cuddy.
Cuddy. And then they're going to be side by side. Mansell gets another 3-second time penalty. Corey does seem to have the straight line speed here. Cuddy does slot in behind Marshall there in the Alfa Romeo, just outside the points. This is all for position 8 to 11th, which is absolutely amazing. And the IGN of the Renault does touch the back of the Red Bull. Do we see any kind of... I'm trying to get a good
I don't think
here.
there is.
Is there damage?
No.
No, there's not. Just a light touch, which is very fortunate for him there.
Now, Corey, if he gets this overtake on Oscar, could be looking at a podium still. Obviously, it's hard to tell with these hard runners.
It very much is. It very much is. And Adam is on the gearbox of Sync of the Alfa Romeo way before the back straight. Will he be overtaken? He's got that straight line speed. He's got the ERS. He's got the DRS. And he's going. He's opted for the outside, opted for the inside. They touch wheels. They touch wings. A frustration of the hand in the air. But then Sync gets the better exit, unfortunately, for Adam R.
Yeah, very close
Very
battling.
good racing by you boys. Very close.
Oh, Corey. I think he's got past Oscar under braking there. And he's got a better run out of it, so he's just going to be looking to break that 1 second and hope that Kid Cuddy can occupy Oscar, which he might be looking to do here, Kid Cuddy. He's got a great run. Can he get the move done?
Is he going to be brave? No, he's backed out of it.
Thinks better of it. Well, he still gets a really good run on Oscar here. Oh.
Oh no, IGN! 10 seconds exceeding track limits. That must have been bad.
Adamar's in the
Adamar!
pits. First of the hard runners to blink.
Yeah, first in the pits, and also a 5-second penalty for him. That's not going to be good. Is he going? He's obviously coming onto the mediums, and obviously taking it all the way.
Legends.
Fastest. Oh.
He's just. I think he spun it. I can't see any damage, but there's a yellow flag in the sector where only he was. Oh wait, he's lost half his wing.
Massive damage. That is red damage right there on the left side of his vehicle.
Did Cuddy and Oscar? Or is it Aldaf actually?
Oh yeah, no, this is, Rayner gets a 3-second time penalty. Let's have a look at what the penalty situation here is actually. So you've got the Haas Sink, which is on 3 seconds. Sink Reiner of the Alfa Romeo on 3 seconds. Joe with 6 seconds. Daff with 3 seconds. And then Cudi with 3. And then also the last position for 10th. Mansell is on 6 seconds also, which is very unfortunate.
Oh, Sink and Pigeon and Rayner all in the pits, and now Joe Pilkey will take the lead. Where will these 3 drivers come out in comparison to Corey Marshall, I believe, is looking
They're all
the podium
setting
spot
on the mediums. The Haas of Sink gets out in front of Mr. Pigeon, which is what, you know, the order was in when they came into the pits, and they're going to be coming out in traffic. Oh my god, Pigeon overtaken by the Red Bull. AlphaTauri's pit crew, absolute late release, which really damages Mr. Pigeon here, due to the fact that now he's got to get past Oscar, which we know he is a very, very good defender, and he wants to keep this position due to the fact that no one's going to be pitting anymore, if obviously, despite people getting damage. Adam overtakes Nat Dog before the braking zone coming into sector 3 there. I wanted to say Q3, I don't know why. Oh geez, okay, yeah, it's going to be a 3-man train here from 6th place, 7th and 8th, and Pigeon overtook Oscar before the braking zone, I believe, once again. It's going to be wheel to wheel for Cuddy and Oscar, and Cuddy goes on the inside of the flat right-hander and takes it from Oscar. Oscar, unfortunately, not being as defensive as he was earlier in the race.
Looks like all Pigeon's nearly lost today. So I was going to say Pigeon and Corey looking pretty good still, even though they're not quite the front of their strategies. They're keeping up and yet to get any penalties either, which is good for them.
That is very true, and obviously Easton wishing to get back into the points, being obviously the fastest runner of Q3, being the pole sitter. He's wanting to at least get some points, which will so help him in the Constructors and also the Championship with himself. Daff getting another 3-second time penalty. Sink of the Haas is less than 5 tenths away from the Alfa Romeo. Is it just me, or has the Haas and Alfa Romeos been going at it all race today?
I think they have, to be honest.
That's all I've been saying. Haas Romeo. Absolutely amazing between these drivers, and the Haas is absolutely straight line speeded Corey Marshall there before even the braking zone, passing the poor Alfa Romeo being the sitting duck, not being able to get DRS or any kind of straight line speed. Oscar is wishing to get back from Cuddy. Unfortunately, he was within less than 5 tenths, but now it's gone back up to 6. That is very unfortunate for him. Sink in the Alfa Romeo being less than 4 tenths. Hey, D-Sink. That looked really messy. It looked like he took out Adam, looked like he took out Mansell. It was a bit of a madness, but it was all D-Sink. It's all good, we're safe.
Corey's just about trying to keep DRS of Sink through this. You can get through the first sector of the track, you'll get it down that long straight. And that will just keep him in contention for a little bit longer. It's a good run
This
through
has
this
been
corner.
an absolute race for the Alfa Romeos, the Haas's, and the Tories even. They've had their mentions here and there.
Yeah.
All eyes on these three teams today. ARS getting another 3-second time penalty, or at least another penalty to his name. Corey unfortunately losing momentum in coming into sector 3. Only
Oscar.
3% ERS, unfortunately. And what is Oscar doing, my friend?
He's just looking at Kid Cudi's rear, getting really close under braking, but then just doesn't get the run out of the corner. Loses all
Can
the
I just say,
momentum.
this is absolutely amazing. Only 5 drivers with no penalties. And only 3 of them are in the top 10.
At the minute.
Well, obviously at the minute. Obviously, I don't want to do any commentators' curse, boys. But, you know, Nat Dog, Marshall, Pigeon, you know, no commentators' curse here. But this is absolutely amazing. This could be big for all 3 of you if you can stay within that time gap. But unfortunately, I'm worried about Corey here. He's only got 10% ERS and he's using it on non-vital straights.
He's just got to
while
keep DRS. That's his sole
that is
aim.
very true. That is very true. Obviously, the DRS is the optimal and crucial part of this track. But you've also got to have the ERS to get that overtake done. DRS only keeps you in range and it gets you close, but you need that ERS saved up to solidate that overtake.
Oh.
Corey, I'm sorry. Corey, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Oh no.
He's a lot closer now.
Adam, oh, he's going to be 3. He's looking like 3 wide here. 3-way battle. When it was 3 wide, now it's 2. It's a 2 wide between Sink of the Alfa Romeo, Adam, and Mansell. These 3 have been going at hammer and tongs half of this race. It is absolutely amazing. Sink is in a sandwich right here, and look at that, Adam, cheeky inside dive bomb into the final 4 corners there of sector 3. Taking over Sink, but then Adam gets a big lock up, and although Sink's going for the dive bomb on Adam in the last corner. Absolutely amazing. It's gonna be a double overtake for Sink. This is absolutely amazing scenes. Can Sink hold it into turn 1? Will he just cut them off? He does. Mansell tucked in behind Adam, but Mansell getting the 3-second time penalty, and Mansell taking it really wide into turn 2 there. Absolutely amazing scenes by Sink of the Alfa Romeo doing the double overtake on the start-finish straight. Beautifully
Now
done.
the other Sink. Now looking for a move on that dog with Corey Marshall behind him still.
He's going to have straight line speed beautifully.
Corey Marshall was looking at the back of Sink for a while, and he was looking for an overtake at some points, even on the harder tyres. Just getting good runs.
I believe he's going to be doing this overtake. If he takes this dive bomb here, I'm going to be going on the onboard. No, unfortunately, he's not close enough.
He's going to be trying to make
we've got an Eastern overtake here
on
the back straight of Mansell. Eastern's just come out of nowhere. Absolute no ERS though. Totally depleted here. Let's have a look at Mansell's. Mansell's on 67%. That is a little bit of madness. Well, Adam, his teammate, is going to be
Nat Dog's in the pit.
But he's going to be doing that. He's going to try to do the inside overtake. Unfortunately, he's done a 180 pirouette while rubbing the tyres of the Alfa Romeo. That is very unfortunate for Adam. He has had an amazing race, amazing battles while within this race. And Nat Dog is going to be... Oh, and Adam has gone into the pits.
He's retired.
Fastly, and he's retired. Adam, you've got 6 laps left. You still could have got points. Nat Dog, he's come out in 13th position.
He's on the softs.
He's not given up.
Corey Marshall's back in DRS of Sink. He's had a great lap there on the hards. He still wants this podium.
I'm not gonna lie, Joe has had his own he's had his own race here, hasn't he, Joe? He's not been under pressure by Daff at all, as well as Daff has just been in that kind of zone until I guess these kind of ending laps. Sink has caught massively, Sink of the Haas, that is.
And with him, he's bringing along Corey Marshall, who he's going to have to somewhat think about tyres, as he did pit earlier than everyone else around him.
That is very true. He has got 12 laps, 12 old laps of hards, while Sink does have five old laps. But then again, Corey is keeping up with him, so who really does have the true pace around this track? And then obviously you've got your Joe and Daff, who are technically level. Only, I guess, one lap, maybe? No, yeah, one lap difference between their tyres. And then obviously then there's Pigeon, who is in 5th place with the 6-lap old mediums. Unfortunately, with Pigeon, he's had a few bumps and grinds, hasn't he, where he's like the car is unsettled, which has made him lose momentum. Oscar, he's had a very good race as well. He's on 11 old hard laps. Does that make sense?
11 lap old hards.
Thank you very much.
Oh wait, Corey could have her on here.
Oh, he very much can. And Willie, he's got the overtake done. He's got the inside as well. Who's going to get the better exit, though, into this corner? I'm going to go on the onboards with Sink here. And Corey does have that straight line speed, which unfortunately Sink does not. Corey finally overtaking the Haas of Sink.
Yeah, you were
getting on the podium
RS.
with only 6 laps left. No, 5 laps.
Yeah. But now he's just got to try and save up to defend this position.
Nat Dog, obviously only 1 position out of the points, and he is only 8, 9 tenths. It's between there. These softs may not get him where he wants to. He needs to be, at least I think he wishes to be around about 9th, 10th.
Daff with another penalty.
Penalty there. Sink.
Oh, Corey could get his position. So could Sink.
That is very true. Should we actually look at the penalty situation here, as it's only 4 more laps to go?
Pigeon could be on the chance of the podium.
That is very true. Joe, 6 seconds, while Daff, 9 seconds. Which that means Daff needs to be within 3 seconds of Joe to take his position, but he's 4 seconds behind him. That is very unfortunate. But then there's Corey with only 3-second penalties. Corey is happily going to be taking 2nd place, while Sink is only on 3 seconds. So that means Corey and Sink are going to be fighting for position. But with Daff being on 9 second worth of penalties, and them two only being less than a second within each other, that means Daff will be going all the way down to 4th position. Pigeon is 2 seconds behind Sink, and Sink has obviously got the 3-second time penalty, so hopefully and maybe Pigeon will get the 4th position, depending obviously where Daff ends up. And then we've got Cudi with 6 seconds, Oscar with 3 seconds, and Rayner with 6 seconds. That means Rayner will be getting the position of Oscar, so that means Rayner will most likely be getting 7th position. Easton and Nat Dog absolutely penalty-less. if that's a word.
Yeah, you think Nat Dog is going to be trying to get the fastest lap now? He can.
That is very true. He's in the 10th position. That means 1 point. So hopefully he's going to think, right, I've got that 1 point. Let me get the fastest lap so then I can get that 2nd point. But then again, that fastest lap is held by Easton
in his 1 minute 3.
With a 1 minute 3. So technically, right now, the fastest lap is actually...
I'm checking. I believe it is Nat Dog.
A 1:31.4, which is Nat Dog already. So that means Nat Dog does hold the fastest position.
4.
We've got Sink now, less than 3 tenths, should I say, behind Easton. Easton does not want this. Easton needs this position for his Constructors and his championship. And I'm hoping for you, Easton. Defend for your life, Easton. No, not bias him at all. No bias. I don't know what you're on about. Don't say that in the comments.
Oh, Sink in the Haas has got another penalty.
Sink in the Haas. That is not very good. That's going to be 10 seconds worth. That is not going to be good for Sink. He's on the cusp of being on that podium, but that him having 10 seconds, I believe 10 seconds, if I'm not mistaken.
6.
Is it 6?
6.
Oh, my mistake. Yeah, 6. I'm thinking of Daff. That's my mistake.
Ah.
But yeah, that's not going to be good for him getting 6 seconds. Obviously, once again, like I said, Sink keeping in within that 5 seconds.
Oh.
No, Daff! I've commentated curse. No. Oh no!
Look at
Corey actually overtakes Daff there. It's going to be 3 wide. Will Sink get this? He's absolutely overtaken Daff.
He's right looking at a podium now.
He really is, and Daff is most likely going to get 5th, maybe 6th, depending if Cuddy can get that time up, which he most likely may not be able to, and Mansell getting another 3 seconds, but unfortunately Mansell is already in 13th, so he's not been looking, unfortunately, at any kind of point finish here, especially with the penalties that he's got. Daffer within less than 5 tenths, as well as Sink. It's all popping off here. A two-way fight, one for position 8 and one for position 2, respectfully, and theoretically without the penalties. This is absolutely amazing scenes around here at France in Division 1. Absolutely amazing. Go on, sorry.
I was just going to say, Pigeon is closing in on these 3, like ahead of him, so he could get even closer. He's
really
clean air. He's on the freshest tyres, or not the joint freshest with Sink, on the 10 lap old mediums.
That is very true, and it's kind of weird that the top 4 all have penalties. It's very unfortunate. Like with France being such a wide track, you want to utilize the whole track, but then it comes at a price. If you overstep those marks, then those penalties are going to be racking up.
Sink's looking at the back of Corey. I'm not sure he's going to be able to do it this lap. He's going to have to look into the last lap to make this move.
Let's have a little bit of a look what Unity's doing back here. I feel very sorry for Unity. He's stuck it all the way out as well. Like, God bless him. He's stuck to it. And he's, a lot of people, like you already know, Adam, he span out, he retired. A lot of people do this in a lot of divisions that in RSF1. They always lose hope, but Unity at the very back of the grid, 15 seconds behind Mansell and still sticking it out. Absolutely amazing. What I think here as well is that Mansell is looking to get that fastest lap and take it away from that dog here, which is very unfortunate.
Oh, I do need to check, because I believe Sink is who else he might have fastest lap.
And Cuddy's got a puncher!
Oh no!
And he's retired! 17 lap old hards. That means puncher territory for Corey.
18 laps on them. Oh no.
What is going to be happening here? Reiner taking another 3-second penalty. Obviously, Reiner. He's got a. No, it looked like he had a puncher, but no, he's not. It did look like a little bit of a ripple there on the back left.
Oh.
This is going to be interesting. 18 lap old hards, while also Daffer on 15 lap old hards. What's going to be happening here on the last lap while Sink overtakes Corey here? Corey's tyres are probably screaming here, which is very unfortunate. And also Corey does have obviously the time penalties, which is very unfortunate, of 3 seconds, but then Sink has got the 6 seconds. That means Corey can just settle nice and easily towards, you know, stay on the back of the gearbox of Sink in the Haas and just get that get the position due to penalties, which is absolutely amazing. And actually, Corey might win here due to the fact that Joe also has 6 seconds here.
I don't think he's going to be close enough. No, I don't think he's going to be close enough.
So over the line on track is going to be Joe in first place. Daff gets another 3-second time penalty. Sink in second. Corey in second. Sink in third. Daff in fifth. Sink in fourth. Pigeon in third. We always thought Pigeon could be entitled there, getting that pace at the last minute. Sink in fourth. Oscar absolutely wrecking it across the line in fifth. Daffer in sixth, unfortunately. Nat Dog in seventh with the fastest lap also. Sig Ryder in 8th, ARS absolutely smashing matey 9th from obviously the back of the grid. Rubbins in 10th, RSF1 Eastern in 11th, just missing out of the points. Mansell, and then rounding the last of the race is going to be Unity Hush on 15 lap old hards. Hopefully he doesn't have the same fate as Cruddy here and get a puncher on the last lap. But that is an absolutely amazing race. A puncher for Cruddy, opening the possibilities for Marshall and Joe. Absolutely amazing. Driver of the day picked out from the game is Sink, and you know what? We've got to do that as well. The amount of battles, the amount of fights that he's been in, as well as keeping up the pace, we've got to give that to him as well. That's an absolutely amazing race from all the drivers today, especially from out of all the top 10, and even sometimes you know, outside as well, like from P11 to 13 they had some nice run-ins.
Yeah, I'll go to the Twitter to have their vote, but so you saying yours would be the Haas Sink?
Very much. I do agree with the game, but like you said, the Twitter will obviously have their vote. Would you like to take us through everything of the race? You know,
okay.
You know what I mean. Go through the list, the completion of the race, the overcap.
So, in 16th, unfortunately, IGN Legends, who did not finish the race. And 15th, we have Adamar in his Mercedes. 14th, the lowest, Kid Cuddy. Then 13th, Unity Hush. 12th, Mansell. 11th, just outside the points, was RSF1 Eastern. 10th, RSF1 Rubens. 9th, Zizou. 8th, Rainer. 7th, Natdog. 6th, Aldarf, due to Pens. 5th, RSF1 Oscar. Very good race for him. Then 4th, we have the Sink in the Haas, who due to penalties lost the podium. Then top 3, we had penalty free Pigeons takes 3rd position. Corey Marshall takes 2nd in Alfa Romeo, and Joe Pilkey from 3rd on the grid wins the race.
Absolutely amazing race from all of the drivers today, and Pigeon absolutely amazing, keeping up that pace and not getting a single penalty as well. Absolutely amazing. Is it okay if you invite the top 3?
Yeah,
for me?
I'll just get them up now.
Thank you very much. We've still got 20 viewers that have stuck with us, who have stuck with us as well. That is absolutely amazing. Thank you for all the viewers today. I hope that you've enjoyed it as much as we have. Obviously, we will be going on to the interviews with the top 3, so please do stick around to hear it from their perspective. And obviously, if there are engineers watching, then either divert your ears so then you don't use their tactics, unless if it is your team, then that is perfectly fine. Or you can stay around to maybe learn a little bit their tactics so then you can tell your driver. But absolutely perfect. Do we have everyone?
We've got 2. Wait, let me just send. Yeah, just send Pigeon another invite.
Is it Pigeon? He's left the thingy as well.
I'll just check Discord just in case.
for the two drivers that are in here, I don't know who are, I don't know what position that
Here we go.
you've joined. Make sure that you tick the box for us, laddies. That would be absolutely amazing when you connect and join the stream, or join the party. That would be great. Do you wish to take first and third while I take second?
I can do that.
That's perfectly fine. I guess start with third place.
So, Pigeon, it looked like you had a good start to the race in your first stint, but was the pit stop a bad one, or did you just not quite get the exit you wanted out of the pit lane?
No, the start was good. I liked the first stint, and in the pits, I just got beat by one car and lost a DRS. I don't even know his name. The new sync guy. So that, yeah, just chased him down. I was trying to get into that DRS, but I just couldn't. I'll just lose it all on straight. So, yeah, I mean, it would have been nice to be a bit closer, but it was a pretty quiet race, to be honest, but worked out well.
Yeah, we didn't see much of you particularly in the last round of qualifying. Was it a track you thought you could have done better in qualifying, or?
Yeah, definitely. I didn't even do a valid lap. So, I think on times that I was generally doing, I probably would have been about E4, somewhere around there, in top 5 probably, which would have been helped, but I wouldn't have been on hard, so yeah, I don't know, you'd take it with a pinch of salt.
And then next week we have Austria. Are you looking forward to that, or?
I don't mind the track, but Austria is always a bit of a sweat fest. It's so close all the time, so it's kind of just how it plays out on the day. I mean,
Oh, is everyone okay? I've lost audio here. Hello, guys.
I think it's, I don't know, Hippo just...
Sorry, have I?
Oh,
Sorry
Yeah.
about
So,
that
so
one.
what was you saying about the next race? Sorry there. Pigeon.
I was just saying about how I think it should be close, but it depends how you're doing on the day. It's usually pretty chaotic, so it'll be fun.
Right, perfectly fine. Is that any other questions from you there, Hippo?
One last time, Pigeon. Were you expecting to get any penalties? Because in the end you didn't, and that seemed to help you out a lot.
Maybe. I mean, I got a couple of warnings pretty early on, so I didn't really drive how I wanted to in the last half of the race. But yeah, I'd rather go a bit slower and not get pens. That's. I mean, I'm pretty happy I didn't, to be honest. France is pretty tricky for pens, but yeah, happy I didn't.
Yeah, that's it from me then. So.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Okay. Moving on to second place, and that would be our famous Corey Marshall. How are you feeling, matey? How do you think your number one? How do you think your qualifying went? It was a very close qualifying. Everyone was so close in the field. It was unreal. It was definitely a Photoshop finish. And I was hoping that for the race, and it kind of turned out that way due to the fact that it was penalties. Maybe not on track, but definitely for penalties. So tell me how everything went in your perspective, from qualifying all the way to the lap 1 to the very last lap.
Qualifying was a bit disappointing. I didn't put in a good lap all qualifying, to be fair. I was quite disappointed with my .3. I know I could have done a lot faster. And then, but at least it's got P2, I suppose. But before when I just accidentally finger slipped off the button and a drive through, which is stupid. But
A lot of people got them, unfortunately.
yeah, I recovered well, luckily. So yeah, I had good pace in the hards. Being able to stay with the I don't know his name because that's I don't know something like that. The new Sync guy. I just sat in his DRS for a few
The
laps.
Haas sync, because you and the Haas, because I think that's all I was talking about today. The Alfa Romeo and the Haas just going at each other in each other's throats.
Yeah, I let him go past me because I knew he'd be so much faster at the start of his stint once he put on the mediums. So I just thought that he looked like he had good pace at the start, so I let him go and just try to hold on to the back of him as much as I could. And I thought I was going to lose it. To be fair, when he got past that dog and I couldn't get past until he pitted. But yeah, luckily got back in the second and just waited until I could recharge the battery and the fuel a little bit and go past him just before I got Adolf. So yeah, I'm happy with P2 and GG to Joe Pilkey on his first win of the season.
Absolutely amazing. Do you also think that if Easton didn't have his little foul up with either disconnecting or whatever may have happened because he did X, do you think he would have been in, do you think he would have been a big bother for you in the race?
Yeah, I think if I didn't get my drive through, I think myself, Easton, and Joe would have been quite close to each other throughout the race. So, yeah.
All right, okay, that's fair enough. And how do you feel about the next race that's going to be coming up, Macy?
Same as Pigeon. It's potluck with qualifying. You could be first or 10th. Just depends on how good your last lap is, and then yeah, I don't mind the race. I hope it rains, to be honest with you. But,
I hope it rains. Oh God, you're a madman.
Yeah, I do.
In Austria, you're a madman.
It's good in the
Obviously,
rain.
with Austria, as well, you can really utilize the track. Get all the all that kind of delta that you can really get up going up the turn one, going up the hill by using that curb, really getting in to that that 90-degree right-hander, getting on the power. Are you confident with that, or do you always lose the back end?
Turn two, I don't tend to take much curb on the left, and I do tend to take a little bit on the entry, but turn one I'm quite confident with. It's just try to get it right, if you know what I mean, without getting the warnings. But turn two, yeah, I tend to take a little bit less curb. The car seems a little bit unsettled. But yeah, apart from that, I don't mind the track, but it tends to be a little bit of a DRS train at times, unfortunately.
It very much was. A little bit like today, actually. All I saw was train after train after train. But yeah, hopefully that you can have a good race next week, and I hope to see you again on this one also. So, Hippo, take it away with the race winner.
Yeah, one person who didn't see many trains, yourself, Joe, you seemed to get away very nicely and then didn't have many issues off the start.
Yeah, got quite a lucky start with Corey getting his drive through and Easton disconnecting. So I just got past his AI as soon as I could and tried pulling a second to hold off.
Yeah, did you think qualifying went well for you to get P3?
Felt good. Q1, Q2 felt I did decent lap. Q3 I did my timing wrong and only got me first lap. I think I could have got a bit quicker, but I don't think I would have got near Easton or Corey.
And were you happy with only getting 6 seconds of penalties? Because it seemed like a track where people got very few or lots.
Yeah, I was quite happy with it. To be honest, if someone got to me within 3 seconds, I would have put a stewards in because I got a double warning. So technically 3, but yeah, I'm happy with only 6. I had to go slow at the end to make sure I didn't get Corey near me with the pens.
And then, do you have any particular thoughts on Austria?
I quite like it. Just gotta not get his pens again. Gotta keep yourself clean, no wing damage.
I think that's it then, unless you have anything, Alka.
But once again, you also like yourself. You said you've mentioned Easton. Like you're lucky that he disconnected. Do you think he would have been a threat to you if he didn't?
Yeah, most definitely. He was solid throughout all qualifying the race. felt a bit bad for him when he disconnected, but yeah.
Yeah, no, obviously he pulled it back. Obviously he disconnected. Which obviously ourselves tried to get him in as fast as possible. But you know, he got solid. Oh no, he just got outside the top 10, didn't he?
11th, yeah.
Yeah, he did. Unfortunately, that was obviously due to penalties of what he had. But I believe he could have had points, which is, you know, unfortunately, you know, the connection problems. Sometimes the game will do that to you, especially with compatibility. But absolutely amazing race from all of you, and I hope that you have an amazing race next week, and we hope to see you again, or at least if I commentate, or if not, I'll watch you back and hope to see you on the podium again. It's very close in the standings, or at least in the constructors. Obviously there is that one person who is very far ahead, which is Corey, yourself, with 147 points. So you're pulling away once more, and then Nat Dog, who luckily also himself didn't have any penalties, so he got a fair few points today. Do you feel threatened by Nat Dog, Corey?
I actually haven't looked really much at the stands because I knew that mid-season Easton's points got removed for some. I think, is it because they went back to reserves or something like that?
Oh, I wouldn't know. I
Yeah,
wouldn't know completely. I've just become a commentator myself. So.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think unfortunately Easton and Midsy's points got taken away. So, yeah, the gap's a bit more exaggerated than it would have been if they. But yeah, I mean, Nat Dog. I don't know where he finished today. I think to be honest, I think he qualified.
He like around about 7th, 8th.
Oh, okay.
But he got fastest lap, I believe, so he would have got that extra point.
Are you sure? Because Easton got 103.6.
Oh well, I took a screenshot, so it's all good. I took a screenshot, so that
Yeah,
the people can decide on that one. The people can decide on that
I
one.
dare say, yeah, he pitted quite late, but yeah, I think he pitted probably qualified in the wrong tire today. But I think softs is, if everyone goes on mediums, then I think medium's the best tire. But start with, but yeah, I mean, he's had quite a few good races this season. I dare say you'll have a few more.
All right, perfect. Well, thank you all for joining us today, the 20 viewers who did stick around and the 6 who have still stuck around to hear the drivers' perspectives from their race today. Obviously, join us next week for once more, hopefully the same 3 or even a different 3, depending on what actually happens. But you'll have to wait and find out next week. Please join us. This is Division 1 and this is RSF1. See you later.